What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Goldflausch. Castle level is a 25, validated on this level 25 knight. He's got 4,000 hit points. Pretty decent stats overall for level 25, so let's jump into it and take a look at what he's got. Alright.
You're going to be far poorer 3 minutes from now.
Alright, so I'm not sure which direction the actual castle is. If I had to guess, it's probably up this way because there's a ballista trap, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll just probably explore both ways. I can see an IMAX down here. It looks like there's creatures of both directions. I'm guessing that it's just defending some mines that are off in a different direction. I actually don't think it's like that good to have two different directions in your castle, though. I don't know. I think that, like, there's no real reason for it. If somebody wants to just 2-star your castle, you just make it a lot easier on them. And I mean, the only thing that really you gain out of it is just the probability that someone will only 2-star your castle. Like, either they want to 3-star it and they go through all of your mobs, or they 2-star it and go through only like half of your mobs. So, I don't know. In my opinion, I think just having everything lined up in one direction, and if you want to have like one separate wing of your castle that doesn't have all that many defense points thrown into it just for your mines, that's fine as well. Like, I think that's the more way to do it. Like, this is a lot of defense points that you're putting towards an area of the castle where the person necessarily doesn't have to go through to get to your loot. Like, the only difference is that they're going to get 2 stars instead of 3, and a lot of people will get timed out and only get 2 stars anyway. I think 2-starring people out is a lot easier if you just run your castle a ton of times and get your time down to the point where people generally won't be able to do it in the same amount of time. And don't even worry about the mines. Like, they're going to get them if they want to get them regardless. So that's the way that I look at it. I'm not saying it's terrible, like, you can do it if you want to, but it is, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 defense points, and for a level 25 castle, that's a good, like, what, third, maybe fourth of your defense points? I don't remember exactly how many defense points you have at that level, but I'm just taking a bunch of spike trap damage. I'm not really paying much attention to it because it's a lower level castle, but like, this one isn't as bad. There's not that many defense points. There's only one group of mobs. I mean, I personally probably still wouldn't do it, but that's just me. I need to actually get in here. This is actually a pretty dangerous room. And when you look at it this way, where now there's 3 groups of mobs that I could have skipped and a bunch of spike traps, I think it's worth it to just skip the mobs and go straight for the end goal. Because, one, just as a time standpoint for, like, people attacking castles, they're not going to want to waste the extra time to kill off, like, you know, a third of your defense points. If they can get through the castle a lot quicker, get the same amount of loot and just slightly less crowns, that's pretty worth it. Just as a time standpoint. Like, if I knew the castle was designed this way ahead of time, I would definitely only get 2 stars and just go for it. That's one thing, though. You don't know exactly how the castle is designed, so unless you've ran the castle a couple of times, a lot of people are probably gonna just go through the castle normally and end up trying to get 3 stars on it. There's a decent amount of kiting potential on this Count's Nottingham, and you notice how I didn't really take any damage from him is because if you're able to kite Count's Nottingham out of his room and back, even like all the way to here, you're going to be able to kill him in that amount of time. And he's not going to deal all that much damage because he's just really weak to kiting. Like, he can deal substantial damage if you're not able to kite him, but I don't know exactly what you could do. Generally, the easiest way to stop that is to have a room that has a choke. Like, this is a, you know, 3-lane wide, I guess. Choke into the boss room. If you could switch the room out to have a choke like this and putting some mouse wheels and some ballista traps and stuff like that, people are gonna be a lot less likely to try to get through it because they're gonna take, you know, half a globe of damage just to kite in and out of the boss room to kill the Nottingham easier. So people have to make that trade-off. Do you want to take the for sure damage from the traps, or do you want to try to dodge all of Count Nottingham's attacks.
Nice door. Be a shame if it got smashed open.
But yeah, I mean, the castle isn't bad. Some interesting decisions with, like, where you put your mobs. Like, a lot of it can be skipped. You can pretty much skip everything up till the boss room. And then the boss room you could see wasn't very hard. So if someone knew the design of your castle beforehand, and just went and skipped the, like, little mine areas that you have set up, it would be a lot easier for them to just complete it with 2 stars. Whereas I got 2 stars here, took me a little bit more time. You know, it's kind of the same thing, right? If you force people to go through all of your creatures and use all of your defense points, you're gonna have a lot more kills, because even when all of that was done, and yeah, I took a little bit of extra damage from traps and stuff, but I'm level 29 and I only had one potion left. Like, for level 25s, if you force them to go through your entire castle that's designed that way, you're gonna have a lot of kills, just because, you know, you're gonna force them to use all of their potions and stuff. But other than that, there's not too much else to say, so we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have pple. Castle level is a 30, probably validated on this mage over here. Really high DPS for a mage, or I mean for anyone, this is quite high. And also, he's got pretty good gear overall, like he's got more hit points than me also, and better resistances, and higher DPS, so pretty much all of his stats are better than mine. This is going to be a very difficult castle to get through. Yeah, he's got really good gear. Alright, so let's jump into it.
Let's get him, Mr. Pointy.
Tons of mouse wheels. It's going to be one of these more difficult rooms. So the easiest way that I've noticed is that if there's creatures up in here and you can get to them, to just drop a volley up there and see if anything pulls. And it usually doesn't, but a lot of the time people will throw some creatures in there and it'll be, you know, like the mouse wheels themselves aren't really the difficult part of this. And now that I already pulled, I do need to like take it out of this room. I think this is just the easiest way to actually stay alive in castles. You can do it other ways, and obviously with the timer that he has at 140, there's no way that I'll hit it if I pull anything back. Like, he probably ran straight to the boss room with that sort of a timer, but I don't know everything that's coming around every corner, so it's a lot harder for me to do that. If I wanted to try it a couple of times and like take the initial loss, then that's what I would try to do, is just run straight to the boss room if I wanted to try to 3-star it. I still took too much damage from that also. If you pull something back, you should really try to use it, try to like get through it without using a potion. So I'm going to try to go through this as close as possible to using a potion here. Alright, I'll use it now. Forgot that my bear traps, I switched out my other escape ability for bear traps. So I should use those more often during fights. So I'm already timing out, and it's basically, you shouldn't fight in this room. Like, this is obviously the room where he's designed to deal the most amount of damage to the person attacking. I actually made it through that without getting hit. That doesn't normally happen. So I'm going to try to just get this mine done, and then continue onwards through the castle. Because I feel like this is going to be the easiest way to complete this without dying, if I can do it at all. Alright, I don't want to get hit by that. This isn't a terrible place to fight, once you wait for those. Is that going to hit me? No? Okay. I was like right on the edge of his range. One more hit for the Jimbo. If he gets away, he's going to. That's really bad. Alright, I just have to run. Right now I'm pretty much at the hard cap of stuff that can fight me, so if I can just get to the boss room, I might have a better chance. I have one potion left. And there's also a boss room, which makes this even more difficult. Well, there's actually like boss creatures. Because you get in a really weird spot when you have boss creatures, where I'm not sure if I want to DPS him down or leave it because he's like a high point unit. Because once I kill him, a bunch more things are going to be able to attack me now. Like, there's almost no way I'm going to stay alive through this. Yeah, I really need a health globe. Yeah, that's gonna die right here. I couldn't get out.
Keep a good man down. Attaboy.
So yeah, this is a really hard castle. I can see how he validated it. It's basically he ran to the, I'm guessing he ran to the end of the boss room and just used the mage AoE abilities to pull everything together and deal as much damage to everything as possible. Because a lot of these creatures are, like, they can be one-shot with a high enough DPS and good AoE combo. He does have a few Defendatrons, but from what I understand, I'm not a mage like main or anything, but I think if you use the vortex or whatever that pulls everything together, they can't actually use their defend ability. They can't use like the AoE that keeps everything alive, which makes it really good. Like this, really easy for, not really easy, but for easier for mages, but harder for archers because volley will just hit the Defendatrons, it won't hit anything else. So you have to try to single out the Defendatrons first and then use volley, and then the volley will kill almost all of this because it's a lot of like low point unit, like low hit point mobs, I guess. Like dampeners will die to one volley, batter rams will get really close, vamps will die to one volley, smelly warriors will be close. Cyclopses will be close, so pretty much all of this stuff will die once the Defendatrons are gone. And mages have slightly higher AoE than archers, just because they have more abilities that hit AoE. So yeah, really good castle, ended up killing me, and also took like 5 minutes, so like crazy high amounts of time. But we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and lastly we have Domain. Castle level is a 29, probably validated actually on a runaway. One of the first castles that I've seen validated on a runaway, so I'll see how this actually all works out. Really high hit points, good resistances, lower DPS for level 30. Looks like he's got some control resistance as well, at least 20%, which is quite good. 30%, so that's pretty good. Like he gets stunned 30% less. Less of the duration, I guess. So let's jump into it. See how a castle from a runaway actually looks. I haven't really seen them. I've heard that they're a little underpowered, but I don't know if it's because people don't have good gear on them or if they're actually underpowered. I haven't played mine at all. Alright, so it looks like that's all the mines. Nope. There's another segment of his castle, which probably the other mine is down here. But, like I've said previously, you don't necessarily have to put a mine down here. Like, he doesn't, and it just wastes a little bit of time from me. Alright, so there's Pete Poundmore across here, with a Defendatron next to him. I'll keep that in mind as I'm coming around this corner. I am going to drop a volley over here because there's usually an opening where people can put creatures there. So just in case that there was, I'm gonna drop a volley just in case. So you can see there's where that opening was that I dropped the volley, right here. Just in case he had a creature there, it makes it a little bit easier. Now, if I do remember that there's a Pete Poundmore up here, so I will try to drop a volley once I get this ballista trap timed out. I'll try to drop a volley in there, see if I can pull it. It looks like I did pull it because I heard the mouse wheel trap go off, so I'm not sure if he's going to come out or not. They're getting hit by that, but there's the dampener. Kill that off. And then there's the Pete Poundmore. Hit him with bear traps, headshot, and just kill him from there. Bear traps really shut down Pete Poundmores from archers. Alright, now there should only be a Defendatron, so I'll just go into the room. So you can see how if you see things ahead of time, you can kind of take advantage of that. It's also good to just drop volleys randomly where you think there might be creatures. Alright, that's fine. There's not tons of damage in here. So that springboard trap doesn't really lead to anything because there's no like ballista traps to follow it up or anything like that. Mouse wheel traps, they do okay damage, but not like crazy amounts. I actually shouldn't have targeted. I did kill the Jimbo, never mind. I was going to say I probably wouldn't one-shot that Jimbo, so I should have went for the Defendatron first. At first I thought it was a Zeke, but then I saw the sword after I got closer to it, and I was already in the animation. Alright. Is that a springboard trap as well? No, it kind of looks like one, with the ground, the floor is going like the opposite direction, but it's just because everything else is covered up. Alright, there's a Mega Mutton in here. Unfortunately, I'm able to get inside of this room, which lets me kind of like get a headshot up, and then if he survived that, I could have dropped down bear traps. Bear traps also shut down Mega Muttons quite well. It's harder to time out with the spiral shot ability to stop Mega Muttons from hitting you, but if you just drop bear traps, same thing with webmasters and things like that. I think you can stop them from hitting you if you time it as they're jumping, but it's super hard. With bear traps, you just throw it out there and they'll get stuck. Like charging Cyclops is all the same type of thing when things are charging at you. And that's why I switched out for that ability as well, is because webmasters are very prevalent in level 30 castles. Probably one of the best units in the game, to be honest, right now. Which is weird because they got... oh, there's a Flameo. They got nerfed before open creation. They're like the way that their AI performs. They used to only jump at you, and now they kind of come up for a couple auto attacks before they back off and jump on you. So I'm not sure what this Flameo is doing. He's just kind of scared of the spike traps, and I don't think bosses can run away and heal. So he just sort of ran over there and died. Not really sure what happened there. Alright, I don't really actually need to worry about the spike trap damage, because I'm pretty sure I have already beaten this castle. I have 3 potions left. And it should be the end, because this is the boss room, so... just deal with this Robo Shieldatron. That's the bad part about having like a bunch of traps and stuff right before your boss room. That isn't super dangerous. Like, it's not really that dangerous for me to go through these jelly walls. So when I pull things from the other side, the creatures just kind of get scared to actually go across the jelly walls and the spike traps. Where I'm not really scared because it's not really going to deal any damage to me. But for some reason the AI just performs that way. Like, they don't want to go through jelly walls, they don't want to go through spike traps. The only thing that doesn't scare AI is like ballista traps. Silence traps, I think they'll walk through it once they're already aggroed, but silence traps, if you have creatures inside of it, they'll walk to like the edge of the ring before you engage them. It's really weird. That's the only reason why I don't like silence traps. But they're good in these situations where if someone does go to the end of the boss room, you have a bunch of silence so that they can't constantly roll, which means they can't dodge as they're going down this strip. It's really good with Zeeks and stuff like that.
Hope you enjoy cleaning out the mess.
But yeah, I think the main problem with this one is that I saw the Pete Palmore. That was a pretty big damage dealing room. And then the fact that I was able to pull your boss room from so far away, I think maybe if you had your boss room like towards the back, or I don't know, just made it so that you can't volley across there, maybe you can do something to fix that. I'm not really sure what you'd be able to do. You might need to change the entrance room into the boss room to fix it. I don't know. I would have to take a look, but either way, that's going to be the end of this video. That's number 3. So if you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of Eurocastles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. I have like 1 castle currently on my list, and then I haven't updated my email in like 2 or 3 days, so I probably have 3 to 6 more emails that I have to check. So it's still, you know, fairly good time. I should be able to get to anyone's castle who shoots me an email within a week, so it's pretty good. I haven't been this caught up in a while, so yeah, still waiting on those balance changes. Once those come out, I'll do like a patch and probably just overall playing with all of the creatures, just seeing how they all perform together and stuff like that, once they actually finalize what is going through in terms of balance. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.